everyone, it's Don once again with another look at the construction going on here in the villages. We'll start out with the Beaumont Development. This is located just north of the Pinellas Shopping Plaza. This video was taken about a month ago. You can see the roads are in, but that's really about it. Not a whole lot else going on. My apologies for the long delay in getting this video out. Things have been a little busy for me, so I haven't had a lot of time for doing these. I'll explain a little more later on in the video. So this is now the Beaumont Development on January 12th. Again, not a whole lot going on. The roads are in, they've started to line the parking spots, but beyond that, not much. Well, almost. Take a look at this. You'll see there's actually construction going on. 2 whole houses. I'm a little overwhelmed today. Next up is the Standalone emergency department that's being built in the Trailwinds property. Again, this was taken about a month ago. You can see there's still a lot of things going on. We jump ahead now to January 12th, and you can see now they've got sod. They've finished covering the rooftop unit for the air conditioning system. It's looking pretty good. Not to be outdone, this is the village's hospital emergency department that's being built by Brownwood. It's a little bit bigger than the other facility. The real question is, will the service be as slow as the regular emergency room up at the hospital? I certainly hope not. This is the new Publix being built up on the Trailwinds property. This was taken again about a month ago. And here it is again on Sunday. Again, lots of progress being made. Jumping over to Magnolia Plaza, where another Publix is being built. Things haven't changed here in about 2 months. This is where the new Citizens First Bank offices are going, right behind Shooter's World along Powell Road. There were a lot of unhappy residents in the village of Collier when this property was being sold by Wildwood, but it looks like it's worked out for the best. So that was about a month ago, and this is what it looked like on Sunday. The parking lots are in, and the footers are being dug for the foundations of the buildings. Unfortunately, some residents aren't going to have a very good view now, but that's the pitfall of buying property next to somebody else's property. This is the new medical facility and hotel. Both are looking very nice. I understand there's going to be a Wolfgang Puck's restaurant here in front, and in the back there's some meeting facilities. So this should be a nice addition to the area. Again, it looks really, really nice. They're doing a very nice job on the exterior. I'm sure the interior will be just as nice. This lower section of the building is probably the meeting area, and if that's the case, it's pretty good size. This is the location next to Station 45 where the new wood shop is being built. This is directly across from the Eisenhower Recreation Center. We'll take a look at the Lofts. This was about a month ago. It was looking pretty good back then. So I had to take a break from making these videos for a while because things with my business really started picking up, and I was teaching at the Enrichment Academy. I teach 2 different drone courses. In fact, I start one tomorrow morning, and the prep time for that was quite extensive, writing the lectures for 18 hours of talking. So I had to take a break, and this was unfortunately the low-hanging fruit that got picked to be dropped. And then, of course, the holidays snuck up on us, and that took up a bunch of time. I do appreciate all the messages and emails I got, though, asking where the videos were and asking if I was okay. Here's the Lofts again on Sunday. Lots of changes and progress have happened in a month. There's been a lot of online chatter about the Lofts and how, oh, it's going to overcrowd Brownwood and the amenities. It's really not going to have that major of an impact. First off, there's going to be no parking impact in Brownwood. They have their own parking here, and they're going to be in walking distance from everything within the town square. This is only about 256 units. There's nearly 14,000 homes already south of 466A. So this is going to be less than a 2% increase in the total population. In the grand total of the villages, it's not going to be even noticed. We can compare it to some other recent additions. This is Antrim Dells. It's 182 homes. It's right next to Brownwood. It had basically zero impact. Alden Bungalows and Atwood Villas added 253 homes. No impact. Hacienda at Mission Hills added 315 homes. I doubt anybody noticed in Lake Sumter Landing. These are the new commercial buildings being built in Brownwood. While most of the buildings in Brownwood are unique, this green building that they just built, boring. This is definitely the most architecturally attractive building that they've built. It will be interesting to see what moves into these new buildings. With all the new residential growth, it shouldn't be difficult for them to get plenty of customers. This isn't the most eye-catching building in town, that's for sure. This new building next to Cody's also looks like it's going to be a very attractive building. Let's jump over to Monarch Grove. This is Monarch Grove West verandas. These are very, very popular. A veranda home is basically a designer home with a fenced-in yard. Next to it is a section of patio villas that are still being built. A large number of the homes here are still for sale. During the summer months, they build a lot of inventory for the winter selling season, and that's where we're at right now. This is Chase Villas, with a bunch of homes still for sale there also. Coming up is Cliff Villas. This is probably one of the most brilliant things they've done. You can see the large fenced-in backyards on these patio villas. Pet owners are going to absolutely love these homes. Looking at this area, it's hard to believe that 2 years ago this was all pasture land. Not much growing here at all except for the trees that you still see. You can see the road and golf cart path that will continue on to the next sections of the villages when they start there. Jumping to the north to Marsh Bend, this area is around a Lawler Loop. You can see courtyard villas being built. These aren't for sale yet, but I'm sure they will be very, very soon. Most of these waterfront lots are still available. They're all in about the $300,000 range for just the lot. This is the Lowlands Golf Course coming up. The bright green roofs coming up ahead are new courtyard villas that are being built. Last month, that whole area was just empty lots. The green roofs ahead are in the village of DeLuna. This is a new section that just opened up. They've started selling lots today in this area. This on the left is also more of DeLuna. This is back at Marsh Bend again. Running along the right is County Road 507. Up ahead is the Cattail Recreation Area. These are those same courtyard villas. Walking through a courtyard villa community under construction is like walking backwards through time, as each house is just a day or two beyond the next. Once again, the village of DeLuna. I'll show you more of this in just a few minutes. Now back to Brownwood. This is the bridge over State Road 44 at Brownwood. You can see they've built up the roadway going to the bridge. Folks, please stay out of the construction area. Don't be like these people right here. You shouldn't be walking in here. It's too dangerous. If they'd have gotten too close to the edge, they would have fallen 20-25 feet, probably to their death. Here's a view of the bridge from the other side and over the top. This bridge, as well as the rest of them are being built by a local company called Loehr Construction. I've had the pleasure of meeting Jim Loehr, the owner of the company. Seems like a very nice gentleman. It's good that the Villages is using these local contractors. It keeps all this money that's being expended on this infrastructure cost in the local community. This is the Chitty Bridge about a month ago. And here it is again on Sunday. Again, this bridge is also being built by Loehr Construction. This is the bridge that's been built to go over the turnpike. It's the same size as the other two. This is the new tunnel being built under Warm Springs Avenue near the turnpike. It's considerably longer than the width of the road. Not sure why it's so big. It'll be interesting to see what happens. There's been a lot of discussion about the connectivity between the north and the south half of the Villages. This is the area between the turnpike and State Road 44. You can see they're still clearing a lot of dirt, getting road beds in. We're not going to have connectivity until they start building houses in this area. Otherwise, it's just too dangerous with all the construction equipment to have golf carts running around in this area. When is that going to be? Well, that's anybody's guess at this point. It took a lot of time this weekend driving around some of the back roads of the county to find access to these areas that were still public roads and not privately owned. These were shot from County Road 181. This was shot from the Wildwood Country Resort. They are leaving a lot of wetlands and natural areas in this section of the new Villages. This is the area closer to Warm Springs Avenue. This area, according to the plans I've seen, is going to remain mainly a natural area. That's Warm Springs Avenue. This will be mainly commercial areas, but there's going to be also a little bit of residential, I believe right here in this area shown. This is the area of the village of Chitty, just south of State Road 44. That's the roadbed being put in, and the two parallel trenches are for the storm drains that they put in next to the roads. That's the Rohan Rec Center up ahead and the new bridge. This is the new traffic circle that will lead into the village of Bradford. You can see they've already started laying out the roads and the lots. That's the village of Chitty again off in the distance. This is the village of Bradford, neighborhood recreation area. Like all the recreation areas south of 44, they're larger and they have a few more facilities than those north of 44. This is looking out over the village of Bradford. You can see, like usual, they're leaving lots of green spaces and all the natural lands in place. And they're really just developing the pasture lands. the Bradford recreation area again. This is more wetlands that are being maintained, and off in the distance is where the championship course is supposed to go in according to all the published drawings and plans. You get a really good view of what's going on over in Bradford from the berm that was built along the turnpike next to the village of Linden. This is taken from the Rupert Dog Park area. This is taken from the north end of Linden, right next to Warm Springs Avenue and the turnpike. We're back to the village of DeLuna. These lots here have been up for sale for a couple of weeks. And this is the Water Lily Recreation Area. Again, like all the rest of them on this side of the turnpike, they're much larger and have a lot more amenities in them. They just started selling lots in this section of DeLuna. We'll take another quick look at the Water Lily Recreation Area. It won't be too much longer until these areas are open to the public. Another quick look at the bridge that will be going over the turnpike. Another quick look at the rest of the village of DeLuna. It goes off to the north a little ways. Our last stop is Phase 10. This is along the Red Fox and Gray Fox golf course. They're building several hundred homes out here. They didn't clear many trees to do this area. This was all mainly pasture land. To the southwest, you can see what it used to look like. We're coming up on the Warm Springs US 301 interchange. This was originally planned to be a traffic circle. It looks like that's been shelved. Well, that's all I've got, folks. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and we'll try and do this again in a week or so.